All righty then. We're going live. We're going to do some live training here. Get this thing rolling. Hey, how you doing? It's got a little bit. Thanks for coming in.
I do need to kind of run some stuff by you to see what you think would be best for these folks. They want like, she wants like, pull it up. But, yeah, for the moment, well, let's see. You know,
We will definitely,
what options you have.
I will definitely go on that, and as soon as I get in here, we'll be doing it. All right?
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. You're welcome.
Yeah, is there anything that, yeah. I'll be right in.
Hey. What? YouTube? What's the only picture? The YouTube thing?
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Hey, Dan, how you doing?
Hey, bro. How you doing?
Good. Sorry I'm late. Had to take care of something. Hope you're feeling okay.
A lot better.
I'm doing good too, man. I'm doing good too. All right, everybody. Sorry about being late today. We have some training to get going on here. I'm fired up out of my mind. I'm excited. We got some people with some scenarios. Matter of fact, I got a lady with a scenario right now. She's dealing with, let me see, she's on, because I want to tell her, any final expense for an 80-year-old person? It's like somebody just texted me, are there any final expense options for an 88-year-old person? There are none that I'm aware of. And he is correct. We have no final expense options for an 88-year-old.
Right.
Right, maximum is 85. Right. No, there are not. By the way, I have another lady who's up in Jacksonville. Let me see if she's on. Let me see if she's on this right now, because if she is, I can tell her about it. Are you on the 4 p.m. training right now? Because I want to talk about your client right now live on that training. So see if she comes on, and I want to give her information about her training. Finally just got, okay, boom. That's good there. Okay. All right, so I've been thinking about what I want to cover today. And again, I have this lady who's going to be hopefully texting me back. If she's on, I want to run some quotes for a 61-year-old. I want her to watch them. Even if she's not on, I'll probably do it. And then I'll just text her the answers. She's got a 61-year-old who's wanting to get a really economical life insurance policy. So I'm going to show her GULE. I'm going to show her CFG. I'm going to give her a couple of ideas of how to run an economic product for this person. $25,000, something enough to bury him. I'm going to move this back a little bit, I think.
Is there one out there that's good price? That's not.
Well, yeah, I think the GULE is only $73 a month. I already know that when I ran it earlier. So the GULE is $73 a month. And so check this out. So basically we'll just say that. So we'll just do this right now. So you got an age, I'll put the thick one, age 61-year-old male, an age 61-year-old male. And her text to me was, by the way, if anybody has questions or anything they want to talk about, just text me and I'll be looking at my phone during this call to help you through this. Oh, wow, she's getting on now, so she'll be able to see this as well, which is good. So anyhow, her text to me earlier was, she said, I've spoken with a person who's age 61 years old with controlled diabetes and high blood pressure, looking to get some insurance. So again, I don't know what his budget is. Oh, she did show me his budget. I thought she said somewhere, yeah, his budget is $60 a month. So that's where I know it's a low amount. That's where I'm thinking 25 grand, right? So people always send me a scenario idea and then I give them a solution. I help them with a solution.
Right.
So this is a brand new agent, and this brand new agent, I'll also help her with quotings in the beginning and getting her that idea, right? Somebody like Dan's been around a while. I might say to Dan, this is what I suggest. And then I'm expecting Dan will get his own quotes, whether himself, what I'm about to show you, or he'll call up the carrier, right? But if Dan's first sale, second sale, and he's calling me up, not only am I giving him a recommendation, but I'm also figuring it out for him. Yeah. And I'm going to tell him Mutual of Omaha will do this much, CFG will do this much. But after a while, I expect him to understand how to use the software, but he might still need me to direct me to which software to use, which company to go with, right?
Yeah.
So in this situation, you got an age 61-year-old male that has a budget of $60. So you're dealing with a person that says, I want life insurance, but I don't want to spend more than $60. This actually makes life a little easier because they told you what their budget is. I want to make sure I make this clear though. We don't go into a home and sit with a client and ask that first. That's not what we train to do. We don't, if you and Dan were married, I don't sit down with you guys and say, oh, by the way, what's your budget? We don't do that. Your mortgage is $200,000.
Right.
You want to make sure that's paid off when you die. I'm going to show you different ideas of how to get that mortgage protected. And then I'm hoping what I show you, this is the words I use, I'm hoping what I show you fits into your budget.
Right.
And if it don't, then we decide what we need to do from there. Mm-hmm. Also, I can help you find room in your budget to get you this important policy. Mm-hmm. We might need to call up your internet provider. We might need to call up your healthcare provider. We might need to call up your cellular phone provider to find the money in your budget to help you afford what we're showing you today,
Right,
right?
right.
But this guy just comes right out, boom. So by the way, I have no idea how much it's going to cost a 73-year-old when I sit down with them for final expense, but I don't ask about budget. But one of the things I do ask is I say to that 73-year-old, are you planning on being buried or cremated? And if they say they're planning on being buried, I'll sit there and say, okay, if you're going to be buried, the least expensive I'll show you is $8,000. I'll show you $10,000. I'll show you $12,000, and I'll show you $15,000. You're going to have to make the decision once I show you these, how much it is that you can afford to spend a month. And then to make it easier on them, I say I'll start here, and if it gets too expensive, just tell me to stop.
Right.
There's no reason to do all four of them if up here is too much for you to afford, right?
Right.
But now that question is, are you planning on being buried or cremated? Let's say the person says to me, Eric, I'm going to be cremated. I'm going to be cremated. Remember this, right? This is a burial plan. This is a burial plan. And these are burial amounts. And oh, by the way, I can go more than this. If you think that you can afford more than this, we can go more than this.
Right.
I'm just stopping in the general vicinity of what most burials cost today. So then if a person says, I want to be cremated, I'll say, okay, well, I'll show you a $2,000 idea. I'll show you a $3,000 idea. I'll show you a $4,000 idea. And I'll show you a $5,000 idea. Because these are about the going rates of cremations today. And based on what these cost, you can tell me which one you'll put into your budget. And again, I'll start here and I'll keep going until you tell me to stop. I had a lady just the other day, it was so funny. I sat down with her and she was adamant, Dan. She goes, I want to be buried. I want to be buried. So I put those plans in front of her. She couldn't afford any of them. And I go, then you're not going to be buried. I just said that very politely. I said, then you're not going to be buried. If you can't afford these plans, you're not going to be buried. How about I show you some cremation plans? And I showed her some cremation plans, and she chose this one right here for like $29.70 a month, because that was the economical way she could go, right? I mean, I can't make money out of nothing, right? I can't create their money that they need.
Right.
So
they start late. So
right.
If they start late,
it's going to be up there in cost, right? But this makes life easy because now I've got an agent with a client who wants to have an idea of what it would cost to get coverage for $60 a month. So right away, I know he said 60, and I think right away I looked at Mutual of Omaha and it was 73. Unfortunately, Mutual of Omaha, now I didn't have that till 90, so I will reduce it to 85. So I go into Mutual of Omaha software. I go to Mutual of Omaha GUL Express. This is the GUL Express because he's under age 65. I put in age 61. By the way, anybody above age 60, there is a mandatory phone interview. So when you submit the app, you may well let the client know. If you forget, it just happens. They're going to try to get a hold of the client to speak to them. It's a mandatory phone interview.
Is that with Foresters?
That's with Mutual of Omaha.
Oh,
Mutual of Omaha GULE. I know I looked at it earlier and it came up 73. So I'm going to put in 85 this time. I'm going to put in 25,000 face amount. So this is 25,000 guaranteed till age 85. This is Mutual of Omaha GULE, and his price would be for $25,000 till age 85. His price will be $64.06 a month. So that's right in the ballpark of what this guy wants. So I'm talking to Andre, who's listening in, and I'm telling Andre, Mutual of Omaha GULE is also a pretty simple product to get approved. As long as he answers all no, and he's not hiding anything, and it's all correct, he's going to be issued. Now, she did say he's diabetic. The one thing you need to know about Mutual of Omaha GULE, he can't have been diagnosed with diabetes before 50. If he was diagnosed with diabetes before 50, this is not even able to be done. It's the only company we have that says if you're diagnosed before 50 with diabetes, you're not going to get coverage no matter what simplified. It ain't going to happen simplified if you get it before 50. But what they do, it's really cool. Even if you're over 50 and you have insulin diabetes, you can get approved simplified, no problem. It's kind of cool.
So they expect you the older you get to get diabetes.
Well, they're accepting it. They don't want you to get diabetes, but they're accepting the fact that if you do get it, yeah.
You want you to be over
Let's see
50.
if I have any questions here.
It's more the norm today that people are because of
Yes.
their lifestyle, their
Right,
diet.
and the statin and, the statin, they say triggers it too.
Right. So-
Um,
Wait a second, I want to do the CFG quote and get a comparison. So now you go to CFG. The reason I say CFG is very kind to men. CFG gives men a lower rate. So if you don't know this, let's say you're married to a man your same age. So if this man was married to a woman age 61, he's a man, she's a woman, CFG charges them the same price because they're the same age for the same face amount. I mean, that's like weird because we're in the life insurance industry and you know that men usually pay more than women because men die sooner than women. So why are men paying more because of that? Well, CFG says you'll pay the same, which is kind of cool. So, but now CFG will only give this guy 15 years. So if he wants a 15-year policy, remember, this is going to cover him until age 85. So now we put in CFG, and now we put in $45,000. By the way, I couldn't go less than that with Moo. I can't go less. That's it. I can go less than this, but she's giving me a budget. But this is, he's 61 plus 15, that's 74. So now he's covered to age 74, and it will cost him $60.77. So-
76.
What's that?
You go to 76.
I'm sorry, 76. I thought you said 74. You're right, 76. 15 plus 61 is 76. So he'll go to 76 years old, 76 years old for $60 a month for 45 grand, or he'll go to age 85 for 64 a month for 25 grand. And this is where you might educate the client a little bit and ask the client, listen, here's a question I have for you. When do you think you'll die by? When did your mom die? Really? You got to
Okay.
ask. When did your mom die? When did your dad
Mom is
die?
Still alive.
When did your grandparents die? I'd like to know when these people
What
died.
the range is.
And then you tell them when average people live to be. Average men live to be 79 to 81. Average women live to be 81 to 84. Most people live to be this particular age. And then I ask a client, when do you think you'll live to be? And I want to know what that client thinks. And that client tells me, if he tells you he doesn't think he's going to live past 75, that might be the product he goes with, right?
But what is that? Does that not have any other questions?
No, this has questions, but I know what she told me is fine. He's only got blood pressure and diabetes. This ain't going to be a problem.
Okay.
Ain't going to be a problem. And then the other product I'd show him, just to get an idea of what it will do, is Forrester's UL, if he's healthy, which he says he is. And the reason I'll do that is because I like the client to get all the free benefits of Forrester's. The free benefits of Forrester's are pretty dang powerful. Over the last 5 years, I've made over $5,000 in cash having a Forrester's policy. I've gotten to go to movies for free, concerts for free, theme parks for free, NASCAR races for free. So it's an amazing thing. What we're going to find out here is how much will $25,000 cost this gentleman, and then at what age will it go to? That's the important thing, because I want to give him a guarantee age. I know that's a guarantee to age 85. I know that's a guarantee to age 86. The question is how long will the Forrester's UL be guaranteed for? And what will the price be? Okay. And I understand that the Forrester's Smart UL can go forever. I understand it might go forever at what the price I'm going to show you, but I'm only going to talk to the client about the guarantee, because I don't want to talk about a might, if, possibility situation. Because these other ones are not no ifs, ands, or buts. It's definitely going to go to there. It's definitely going to go to there. So now I scroll down to the Forrester software, and I could show you all the software. Once I'm done here, I could plug it in and show you what I did.
Okay.
Smart UL. Now, by the way, here's a tricky one. Forrester's does by closest age. So I don't know. I know the guy's 61 years old, but I don't know when he's going to be
When it's
62.
birthday,
And if he's going to be 62 in the next 6 months, this isn't going to be the correct price. It's going to be a little bit higher. But I'm going to assume he's 61 and he just turned 61 last month. So I go here. I scroll down here to 61. Non-tobacco, she said. Minimum face amount for a Smart UL is 25 grand. I'm going to show you this when I show you the software. You go to the right-hand side, it gives you a price, but you can't rely on it being accurate. You've always got to go to reports. You got to click on reports, and you got to look at the actual illustration. When you ever do sell a Smart UL, you got to show the client the illustration anyhow, because you're selling a product that has manipulated cash value in it. And when you do the app, you need to have a page sign that says you showed the client an illustration on the computer screen. If you don't do that, you're going to have an amendment, because the client needs to know what the illustration is. So this is, I can't go any lower than this. We know his budget's 60. So this is probably out of the question. 78.90. Now I want to show you something that's going to mess you up a little bit, but I want to show you this. Let's first of all see when this one ends. Because you just scroll down to the illustration, you get to the first column, and the first column will tell you when this policy will lapse. And it will lapse when he's age 92. So actually, the reason it's more money is it goes to age 92.
It's longer.
I put a dollar sign there, I didn't mean to do that. Take that out of there so I don't mess people's minds up. That's not supposed to be there. Not supposed to be there. Not supposed to be there. Take that out. Take that out. So basically, I want to erase this and make it better. All right, so go back to pen. This is age 76. This is age 92. This is age 85. These are the prices. All right. So Andrea. I don't know how you pronounce it. Andrea. That could be that way too. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. She's the one up in Jacksonville. So basically, here's the deal. This is an age 61-year-old male. And I'm just trying to make it as easy as possible for you. I would show him the Mutual of Omaha GULE for $25,000. It's till age 85. I'd cover life expectancy. I'd cover when his dad left Earth, when his mom left Earth, when his grandparents left Earth. I'd let him know that less than 5% of Americans ever make it to 90. Also, there's more to this policy than you think. This policy is more than a death claim. This policy will give you up to 80% access to the money if you end up losing 2 of your ADLs because of health or accident. You can get up to 80% of your money if you lose 2 of your ADLs because of health or accident. ADLs are activities of daily living. You have walking on your own, eating on your own, bathing on your own, toileting on your own, medicating on your own, clothing on your own. If you lose 2 of those, they'll give you up to 80% of that money. At $64 a month, right in his ballpark. Or you could show him CFG, $45,000, locked until he's age 76. Again, his dad might have died at 70. His mom might have died at 71. His grandparents died at 73. He might think he's going to die at 75. He might be very happy with that. I don't know. I'm just giving him a choice. And then I would show him Forrester's Smart UL. Why? Because it will cover him till 92. It's even longer. He might say his parents all lived in their 90s. Even though he told you a budget of 60, they might know where some extra money's at in that budget to get this particular product because of all the free benefits of Forrester's. Now I want to show you something. He can still get all the free benefits of Forrester's if it makes financial sense. The difference between this one and this one is $14. But a 61-year-old male, the cheapest policy you can get with Forrester's is $2 grand. And I've done this, and I've done this a lot. I'll sell this, and I'll tap on top of it a plan right for $2,000. I'll always do this. So I'll tap on a plan right for $2,000 for this guy, just so he can get the benefits. Plan right is a final expense product with Forrester's that just gets him the free benefits. So this does make economic sense because it would still be a little bit less than that one. Now, ours is only $2 off. So he might just want to do this one, say, I'd rather just do $25,000 and be done with it and have all the free benefits. But here, I could sell him a Forrester's plan right for $12. And he can have a $12 plan right that would take him out to $121. He'd be only at $76 instead of $79. And he'd have all the free benefits of Forrester's and the Mutual of Omaha GULE. And he might like the GULE because it's an 80% thing. And people get Alzheimer's, dementia, boom, boom, boom. So what I want to show you now, is how I got all these rates. And I'm going to show you how I got them when I go to the computer screen on here. But let's just recap. So I have an agent who contacts me and says, Eric, I got a scenario. I got an age 61-year-old male who has diabetes and high blood pressure. What do you recommend? And I'm thinking, okay, she don't give me a budget. I'm thinking, okay. My first question would be, how much face amount do they want? When somebody sends me a scenario and I don't get that, I need to, what are they trying to do? Are they trying to protect the mortgage? Are they trying to get buried, cremated? Because you just can't say to me, Eric, I got a 61-year-old diabetes and high blood pressure. What do you recommend? I need more details. I need more information to help me with that. So my first question to you would be, how much face amount is he looking for? What's he trying to accomplish? What's he want to do? Are we trying to do mortgage protection, final expense? Once you throw me the face amount, then I know where to direct you, right? This particular agent didn't just throw me a face amount. She threw me a budget. She goes, I got a 61-year-old that has a budget of $60 a month. What do you recommend? My recommendations are this. Now, before I move on, I will tell you there's one more thing I did tell her. She could also sell him Mutual of Omaha accidental death. I just did the same thing this week. I sold a gentleman a $50,000 Mutual of Omaha GUL for, I think it was $180 a month. $180 a month, right? So he's got a $50,000 Mutual of Omaha GUL for $180 a month. And he was 69. That one's only from 66 to 85. And I threw on top of it a $100,000 Mutual of Omaha accidental death for $22.06 because I know accidental death's really cool and really important. So on that, I have my own pricing grid, and it's a pricing grid I email out to all my agents, and you can look at that grid and you can find the age of the person, and then it's simple, boom, boom, boom. And I might even have it on here. I can show it to you. So that's the deal here. So let me show you how I got to the software now. So I got to go to HDMI input. Give me 1 second. 1, 2, 3. So let me show you the softwares and how I got to the softwares of the different carriers. Okay, so this is PlanRight. This is Forrester's PlanRight software. This is that $2,000 basic plan just to get him something to give him the free benefits of Forrester's, which are pretty powerful. This is from ages 50 to age 85.
Okay, so he's 61.
But he was 61, so I threw him in there. And it's a real simple software to use. When you're out of it, you just click on it. It populates. Once it populates, you just go to the age. You change the client's age. You change the client's sex, female or male. You click tobacco, non-tobacco. You click with a death benefit of accidental, which doubles, or without accidental. Because I was just trying to add it, I made it the cheapest way possible right there. I clicked on monthly. I click over here to 2,000. I make it 2,000, and it tells me that's with the accidental death, making it 4,000 if he dies of an accident, 8,000 if he dies of a common carrier. Without it, it's 1,198. So that's real simple software. This is my go-to final expense company with all the free benefits, ease of use, to get the quick answer in the home. So the other software I was talking to you about is the Forrester's Smart UL. So we click out of this because I want to show you how to get back into that when I'm out of it. So we get out of that. So when you go to Forrester's software, and I'll even show you, I mean, once you go to it, it opens up like this. Then you can scroll down and you look at the different ways you can cover the person. Guaranteed whole life, Smart UL, strong foundation, or your term. We don't use the one that says discontinued anymore. I clicked on Smart UL. Once you click on the Smart UL, it populates. It's right here. Then you go ahead and you pick the age of the person. Like I said, this is closest age within the next 6 months. If this person is actually going to be 62 in the next 6 months, it's going to be more than $78. It's probably going to jump to about 83 or 85. So Andrea, if you're listening, if he's going to be 62 coming up here, the $78 price isn't the right price. But so I'm going to say he's 61. You type in 61. Once you type in 61, you go up here to death benefit and funding. This is where it comes you to face amount. It already populates at the smallest face amount, 25 grand. And this is where you got to be very, very careful. You scroll over here to the right, and when you scroll over to the right, it pops up prices. Well, this are not correct, folks. It pops up prices over here. They're not correct. Don't ever think they're correct. I'm sorry, but they're not. The only way to know for sure is you come back over here to the left and you click on reports. When you click on reports, this populates in the middle of the screen. When that populates in the middle of the screen, you click on tabular details. Once you click on tabular details, you click on create and view reports, and it populates this. I do this for SmartUL and Advantage Plus. You've got to do this because both SmartUL and Advantage Plus are cash value products, and the client needs to be witnessing an illustration that you're supposed to show them. Do you have to slowly go through every page? No, I'm looking for two things. Let me show you the two things I'm looking for on the illustration, and and on the Advantage Plus, three things, but this on two. So on this one, this is SmartUL. I scroll up. First thing I'm looking for is what the guaranteed premium is that the client has to pay to make sure this policy stays performing like the illustration I'm about to show them. $78.90. Same thing I told Andrea. $78.90 for this guy to get 25 grand. But now, how did I know it was till age 92? You got to keep scrolling. You scroll, and you're going to go all the way down until you start seeing the pages where it shows ages. You'll see what I'm talking about. Keep scrolling down. This is what I show a client. Boom. I'm to the ages. Age 76, age 80, age 82, age 85. This still shows you he has cash value. This still shows you his annual premium. Keep going down, keep going down. Okay, now we're out of cash value. If we're out of cash value, there's no more death benefit. This is the guaranteed $78.90 premium. This is the non-guaranteed side, which I'm not selling it for. It could last till 120 at $78.90 a month, but that is hypothetical. I'm on the guaranteed, Mr. Customer, and this is going to go to age 91 and end at 92 for you. It's right there. It's in print. It's in writing. $78.90 a month. It's going to take you all the way through 91 years old. That's what he has to see. And then you can say you showed him the illustration. Now, if I was showing an Advantage Plus with guaranteed cash value, then this column becomes important to me because I want to show him how much guaranteed cash he can pull out of the policy. This isn't something he can pull money out of, because if he tries to pull money out of it and you don't pay it back, he's ending it sooner than it's supposed to end. If he pulls it out, he ends it sooner than it's supposed to end. If you pull it out of the Advantage Plus, all you're doing is reducing the death benefit. So if your death benefit's 50, you borrow 25,000, now you have a death benefit of 25,000. Here, if you borrow 9,000 and you don't pay the 9,000 back, this ain't going until 92. It could lapse at 83 because you have to pay it back. All right, so anyhow, that was the Foresters. Let's click out of that.
I got a question. If it has the cash value and say they're 91 and they're still healthy and they want to make sure they get something out of it, can they take the cash value?
Well, there'll be no cash value. Remember, at 91, it's down to 444 bucks.
Oh,
I mean, it's by that time, it's almost over. If he wants to take the cash value, if he's healthy at 85, he get 9,000 out of it. He could probably grab it then, but that's a good idea. But if he grabs it and he dies in 2 years, he just lost 25 grand because the death benefit was 25 grand till 92. Catch one or the other, you know. So this is CFG software. The way you get into CFG software, it's just an Excel spreadsheet. All I did when I got into it is I went to my desktop. I clicked on the Excel spreadsheet for CFG software. It populates this Excel work document. I open it up. Cool thing about CFG is you have the versions of what you need down here. Final expense. If I want final expense, I click on final expense. If I want term, I click on term. If I want the lifetime plan, I click on a lifetime plan. But I clicked on term because the guy's young enough to get term. He's healthy enough to get term. Over here, I changed him to age 61. I really didn't care about changing the sex because I told you female and male is the same when it comes to CFG. I came down here. I know it's supposed to be 15 years because it went red on me. So I come over here and I changed it to 15 years. And we know that takes until 76. And I changed it to 45 because I wanted to try to get him right at around 60 bucks a month. That's his budget. And there it is, 45,000. Very, very simple software to use. CFG is a very simple application to fill out. You can also do a CFG via eApp, very simple eApp, very quick approval process unless the client's hiding something from you. This is CFG term. And then the last one I showed you, which I really love, as I showed you Mutual of Omaha GUL. I still have it populated right here, but I'll get out of it to show you how I get all the way into it from the beginning. This is GULE. GULE is the simplified issue version. So what you do to do GULE is you come over here to Product Select. Once you drop on Product Select, it gives you all the different products in this drop-down window that you can choose from. I only use GUL. I also use GUL Express. Every now and then I'll use Term Life Answers, but very seldomly. At the very bottom, I use Whole Life Mutual of Omaha. So I get out of that and I go to GUL Express. Hit OK. It populates the GUL Express software. We know the client's 61. I change them to 61. Come over here to the right, and I'm hitting solve for. I'm solving till age 85. Age 85. This is a product that has customizable features. As long as you're over 20 years, I can make it any date I want, and that's something I want to show you that's really cool. I come back over here, make this 25,000. I come up here and hit view. 25,000 to age 85. It comes up, you scroll down, and it tells you it's $64.06. And this one gives you 80% access to the money if he loses 2 of his ADLs. By the way, remember the Foresters policy, if he gets up to 95% if he loses 2 of his ADLs, or if he gets cancer, stroke, heart attack. And also the ADL loss with Foresters has to be because of health. It can't be because of accident. CFG also gives up to 95% of the money if he gets cancer, stroke, or heart attack, or loses 2 ADLs. So that makes those a pretty cool feature in those 2 other products, right? I just want to see something here compared to Foresters. Foresters jacked them up to $78 to go to 92. Let's see what this company would be to go to 92. Actually, 91. It's over at 92. This one would be, let's see if it goes up to $78. Goes up to 72. So if the client really wanted to be covered till age 91 years old, he could do it cheaper than with Foresters. But for the $9 extra or $7 extra, Foresters gives them a tremendous amount of benefits, which are out of this world. If you haven't seen the video on YouTube, The Power of Foresters, you need to watch it so you can see what I'm talking about. So that's basically, in a nutshell, to help out Andrea to get what she needs to take care of this person who's age 61 and who wants to get himself a policy with a budget of $60 a month, which I think is a great deal. So Foresters would be $78, bunch of free benefits, hard to have somebody come in behind you and replace it. Mutual of Omaha, a great price because you can stop it at age 85. As a matter of fact, I could have brought it down to age 81. Let's say the guy thinks he's not going to live past 80. I could have saved him even more money and got him covered till age 80 or 81. I mean, 81 minimum because it's 20 years. But the CFG, unfortunately, ends at 76. So, things like that. So hopefully that answers your question, Andrea, and you'll be able to help that client out. So with that being said, what I want to cover now is something that I've been talking about a lot lately, and I want to make sure people know about it. And that is, leads are great. We have leads, and leads can help you get in front of families. And leads cost you money, and you got to buy leads. They go different varied prices. But I want to make sure people still understand the power of getting out there and taking care of people out there on the street, out of the blue, and telling them what it is that you do. Now, you see I'm wearing a necklace around my neck. This necklace tells people who I am. You see I'm wearing a shirt that says Foresters on the side, and I have a decal on the back of my shirt that says that. But what I want to try to teach you all, and I guess I think I talked about this again last week, I'm going to talk about it again, is I think if you just got out of your comfort zone and you went to your next door neighbors and you went down the street one way and came back up the street the other way, I think you'd understand the power of what I'm talking about. For example, there are a lot of people out there, we talked about this last week, there are a lot of people out there that could use your help. And I want to talk about both people. We're going to talk about people that have and don't have life insurance. A lot of people, life insurance is needed. And we're going to talk about the people that, okay, I mean, unless I'm mistaken, Todd, you're either going to run into somebody that have or don't have life insurance, right? Everybody's going to fall into one of those two categories, right? This is why I love this opportunity so much. I'm going to show you, I don't care which side they fall in, you can help both of them. And I like it when they already have it. For those of you who didn't hear this story, I had a lady last week who I knocked on her door. She let me in, and I was in her house for over 2.5 hours. She had 9 policies with 4 different companies. Her face amount was 40 grand accumulated. She was paying $307 a month for those 9 policies that equaled $40,000 in face. And I just said to her, that's a lot of work for you to deal with on 9 different transactions every month coming out of your bank. She's 83 years old. I said, it's also going to be a lot of work for your family when you die. That's 9 different death claims, 4 different companies. She goes, well, what's your solution? I said, just to let you know, you get a discount when you get volume with a company. So if you put all 40,000 with one company, you'll probably get a discount. But I'm not sure because you're older now and you got these over the years. I mean, she got one like in 2005, 2009, 2011, 2012, like crazy. So we put her into Smart UL because of her age, fully underwritten, for 40 grand. It's only $267 a month. So 307 minus 267 is giving her a savings. On top of that, her policies have $15,000 of cash value in them. So once the Smart UL gets approved and issued, she's going to immediately have a $40 to $50 savings a month, and she's going to have $15,000 in her bank account. By the way, that cash value is being eaten up, and it's not going to be given to her on top of the death benefit. It's not like when she dies, the family gets the 10,000 plus. No, it's not that kind of a policy. So she's not losing anything, and she's getting the 15 grand, and going to save her money, and she's going to have all the free benefits of Foresters. So she was somebody who had a policy. Now, yes, I went to this lady because she sent in a lead, and she wasn't answering her phone. But I wouldn't have changed what I said at the door. What I said at the door was the same thing I'd say at the door if I was knocking on a complete stranger's door, just knocking on their door. And I call this surveying. And there's nothing wrong with surveying. Understand this clear. Surveying is not soliciting. It's 2 different words. Solicitation and surveying are 2 different words. So you're allowed to survey in any neighborhood you choose to survey in. You can go out into a neighborhood tomorrow and say, I'm out here doing a survey, and you can survey a neighborhood. If you're the one who's scared of the no trespassing signs, if you're the one who's scared of the no solicitation signs, that's something you need to get over. But you can go do surveys all day long. And the agents who want this really, really, really bad will focus on what I'm saying. Because we are getting leads from these same individuals that are out there on the streets of America. It's not like that Andy Albright is getting leads from people who have just moved into the country, who have just moved into your state. They're already there. It's just that you're relying on us to find them for you instead of you finding them yourself. And if you want to get off your butt and get out of your home and go out there and knock on doors, here's what I would recommend you do when you knock on a door. You knock on the door, person comes to the door. I would knock on a phone. I do that kind of a knock. Person comes to the door. Person says, yes, may I help you? I would simply look at him and say, yes. I would have my cards. I'd have a clipboard in my hand. I'd have my activity book in my hand. So I'd have this in my hand to be able to book an appointment. I'd have business cards around my neck, which is in the sleeve here. And I'd have one under my thumb right there. I'd have my survey sheet with a clipboard. Here's my survey sheet, just a simple survey sheet, 2-question survey, and I'd be ready to go. One large what? Possibly, yeah. That didn't work out?
No, still wasn't unlocked. And we were on the phone with T-Mobile. I heard her say it's not unlocked.
And Sprint's told me twice it is.
Yeah, he even said, we were just on the phone. They just told us that. I'm wondering if maybe it needs to flip the system overnight.
I don't know. No, they said it's been unlocked. They said it's been. So I don't know. Anyhow. Okay. So anyhow, here's the deal. You knock on the door. person comes to the door, and all I want you to say is this, Todd. Hi, my name is Todd. I'm out here with, I'd say Mutual of Omaha, and I'd get a Mutual of Omaha logoed shirt. And you can get a shirt, you can put a Mutual of Omaha logo on it. If you're appointed with Mutual of Omaha, they want you showing off their logo. They want you showing off their brand. So I'm out here with Mutual of Omaha doing a survey. We're looking to ask every resident in this neighborhood 2 quick questions. Do you have a moment? You have a moment for a 2 quick question survey? Who's going to say no to a 2 quick question survey? I'm saying right now, it's Anne Marie, right?
Yeah.
2 quick question survey. That's it. And they say, sure. You're smiling. You're having fun. They're not going to say no and slam the door in your face. It's 2 questions. Watch the first question. The first question is, and you have your clipboard, it's right there in front of you. Does anybody in this household have life insurance in force? And you can actually add to it, not counting work insurance. We're not counting work insurance because work insurance ends whenever they feel like ending it. No, whenever they feel like ending it. You don't have to leave. They can get rid of it while you're there. So does anybody in this household have life insurance in force outside of work insurance? And you're looking for the answer to that question, yes or no, and you're putting on the clipboard. Now watch this magical thing. This is the magic part. I don't care if they say have or don't have. Have or don't have. Here's how I respond. Well, I'm glad you've already got some. My second question is this in the survey. Would you or that other person in the home that has insurance be interested in learning about the new state-regulated product designed to save you money on life insurance and give you a ton of free benefits? Would you or the other people in the house who have life insurance be interested in the new state-regulated product designed to save you money and give you a bunch of free benefits? Is there anybody watching or anybody in there live that would raise their hand and say no to that? Who would say no to that? Who's not interested in saving money and putting them into a position of strain? By the way, this lady at the door, I showed her the lead. Oh, I just had one yesterday. Oh, yeah. Boom, baby. Boom. I'm going to be sitting with her at noon on Monday. I get to this lady's house and she goes, I showed her the final expense lead. She wasn't answering her phone. And I say, oh, yes, you sent this in and I'm out here to take care of this for you. It has to do with the new state regulated product that can save you money on life insurance and give you some free benefits. She goes, oh, you're just a day late and $1 short, honey. I've already taken care of it. I said, yes, ma'am, but this is the new state regulated product that can save you money and give you free benefits. How much did you get and who did you go with? She goes, I went with this particular company and I'm spending this much money a month. I said, and how old are you? She's only like 58. I said, wow, she's paying $160 a month for 25 grand. I went to my car, it's $84 a month. When I sit with her on Monday, and she's healthy as you wouldn't believe. When I sit with her on Monday, bam, baby, I'm stealing that. I'm taking that from whoever sold that, right? So I'm sorry, snooze you lose. You don't have a great product like I got, and I got free benefits. When we're at the door, she goes, what are the benefits? I started going over the benefits. She goes, oh my, honey, when can you come back? And I said, what day? Friday, Saturday, Monday? She said Monday at noon. Because I said, you have the new state regulated product. You have the new state regulated product that saves you money and gives you free benefits. Keywords that make sense to people. So now let's imagine you're doing these surveys. By the way, how much does it cost to do a survey? Nothing monetary, but it is time. It is effort. And it does take gas. Leads cost you money. This is free. Now
Assuming you do an entire street to maximize your gas.
Why not? Why not? Why not walk up and down? By the way, Satellite Beach has these streets that go east to west, and they're very long. And you know what? I'm amazed that I can't find an adult to do it. I just got to hire some Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts because I know they do it. Don't they walk the
money
street?
at Satellite Beach too, don't they?
Yes.
Money
Yes. But I mean, we can get kids to walk up and down the street, but we can't get the adult to do it. Come on now, folks. Come on, folks. Listen to me. Now, watch this. Let's say they don't have any plan in place. I'm sorry, this household doesn't have any life insurance in place. Can I ask my second question? It's a 2 question. Well, my second question is, would you or anybody else in this household like to know about the new state regulated product designed to save you money on life insurance and give you some free benefits. It's the same second question. You understand? It's the same second question. So again, to recap, I'm looking for agents who will get up off their butt and realize that they walk down A Street and then they walk back down the other side of A Street, they're going to find people that need help. If they walk down B Street and C Street and D Street and E Street, they're going to find people that need help. By the way, let me give everybody a hint again. Let me give you one more hint. I've never given this hint before. I'm about to do it. I've never given this hint before. I don't know if Andy's going to be mad about this. This is really, I'm being serious. This is true. And it just came to me, and I'm thinking to myself, I cannot believe I've never told this before. Here's a hint. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to do this. Okay, here's the hint. Okay, so I'm in Vero Beach the other day, and I got a lead that's 931, and I got a lead from house number 930. How did I get a lead from house number 930 and a lead from house number 931? Because Andy dropped the leads in the same zip code in the same area. So mind you, wait a second. Are you buying all the leads in Brevard County? Neither am I. Are you buying all the leads in Brevard County? Neither am I. Are you buying? Neither am I. Is anybody buying all the leads in any county in there? No. No, we're buying what we can afford, and other people are buying other leads. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm giving this hint. Okay, so when you get a lead in a neighborhood, other people in that neighborhood were also sent the lead paperwork from Andy Albright's office. If you have a final expense lead at house number 877 20th Avenue North, then all the other houses in that neighborhood also got the letter. Now, a lot of them might have thrown it away and never sent it in, but other ones might have filled it out and sent it in, and another agent bought it, or another agent's getting ready to buy it. Or you might be getting ready to buy it next week or the week after based on your lead order. So if you got a lead in a neighborhood and you know that that neighborhood was sent the leads throughout the entire neighborhood, why don't you knock on their freaking doors and find out? You can actually say, you can actually go to their doors. Yes, I'm out here because we sent this in the mail to you recently, and we were just checking to see if you got it. And if you,
That's sharp.
I'm telling you, man.
That's good.
Now that's the final expense lead. Now on mortgage, the same thing. He saturates an area. Well, now new mortgages pop up from here to here, from here to there. But if you go into a new development and this development's got 100 new houses, every one of those houses got our mortgage protection letter, right? Why not knock on all those doors, knowing they might have got the letter too, or they most likely did. They might have never opened it. They might have thrown it in the trash. But come on, folks. Listen, you don't have to do these knocks. You don't have to do these surveys. Here's what you could do. You can just sit there and say, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for leads to come in, and I'm going to spend $300 a week on them. And I'm not going to do anything else in my repertoire of finding clients except buy leads. I'm a lead junkie. Or you can sit there and say, you know what? I'm going to spend some money on leads, and I want that flow coming in. But on top of that, I'm going to do things that are going to keep me busy and get my phone to ring out of the blue. Now, here's the big thing that I got to let you know, and everybody watching know. Here's the big thing. So you decide to walk up A Street and walk back down A Street, and it takes you an hour and a half to hit every home. And out of those homes, there's 50 of them, 25 on this side and 25 on that side. And you get back to your car after an hour and a half of knocking on 50 doors, maybe 2.5 hours, knocking on 50 doors, and you get back to your car and you say, Eric is full of crap. I didn't get into one house. Not one house told me they were interested. This is insane in the membrane. B Street, see you later, alligator. Ain't happening. At C Street, you can kiss my rear end. Well, I don't know what you think or thought or whatever, but I can tell you right now, just because A Street didn't have a buyer, don't mean B Street don't have a buyer. And if you're going to give up on your dreams because you got told no, more than you can handle, that's your problem. I'm not stopping because I got too many no's. I know this business is blowing through the no's to get to the yeses. Blowing through the no's to get to the yeses. By the way, what you just did was you planted some seeds, baby. You planted some seeds. And those seeds one day are going to take root. And now everybody on that A street knows who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. Everybody that was home on that A street knows who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. And here's what I will tell you. I know that cultivating and farming does pay off. If you did it right, if you did it with a smile, if you handed out your business cards and you were all over it, all of a sudden, a week from now, a month from now, 6 months from now, next year, you get a call out of the blue because you did that due. And they say to you, hey, listen, we're interested in some life insurance. And we met you about 6 months ago, and we'd like to have you come out and help us. I just lost my job, and I no longer have coverage. And we met you a year ago, and we'd like you to come out and help us. I get those calls all the time. I get those calls all the time. And I'm loving when my phone just rings off the hook. People asking me for life insurance. Out of the blue, people asking me for life insurance. So listen, we have leads, and I love leads. But I like to say leads are icing on the cake. I like going out there and making my cake. And I'm going to bake my cake every day. And I'm going to find people that need our help. So to recap, I don't care if people tell you they have life insurance. I don't care if people tell you they don't have life insurance. When you're out there doing surveying, I would start to survey. By the way, listen, you can get out of your car and walk up and down the street and survey in neighborhoods, which is probably a great way and a best way to do it. But you could also survey when you're in Winn-Dixie. You could also survey when you're in McDonald's. You could also survey when you're in the post office. You could also survey when you're in 7-Eleven. You could also survey when you're picking your kid up from school. You could also survey when you're at a PTA meeting. You could also serve, you know what I'm saying there, Todd? Why are you going to stop surveying? We're digging for gold here, folks. You ain't going to find it without surveying. We're looking for diamonds. You got to survey. So you're always surveying. And what you're saying to people is, by the way, do you already have life insurance? Now, you know what? You might be the laughing stock of the party. You might be the laughing stock of the party. But you know what? 10 years from now, when you're the person that has your home paid off and a brand new pool in the backyard paid off and all your bills paid off and your kids through college with no bills, I mean, you could be the laughing stock at every party. I could care less. If people want to look at me and say, buddy, this is a party, I just want to let you know I do life insurance. These people I don't know what, I'm not embarrassed about it. I'm not ashamed about it. I'm going to let everybody know about it. Now, my kids get ashamed about it. My kids get embarrassed about it. Say, Dad, shut up. No, I'm not going to shut up. I go every time I'm at a restaurant, the waiters, the waitresses, the managers, where I go, people know what I'm doing. I'm constantly letting people know who I am, what I do, and how I can help them. Constantly letting people know who I am, what I do, and how I can help them. So if they tell you they already have life insurance, that's great. That is so fantastic. What I do is I make sure that you have the newest state-regulated program in place that is saving you money and giving you free benefits. And I do that for free. Would you mind if I come by and take a look? Or you could say, would you like to know about the new state-regulated program designed to save you money and give you free benefits? Yes. When can I come by and take a look? If they say, no, I don't already have life insurance, would you like to know about the new state-regulated product designed to save you money and give you a bunch of free benefits? Folks, there's a reason this week I wrote 16 applications for $8,600 in AP. There's a reason. And that reason is because I go out there and do something. I choose to do something. I'd rather do something to increase my income than do nothing to increase my income. And I know that every American out there needs life insurance, and some of them have it, and some of them don't. And some who have it are paying way too much and don't have any of the free benefits, and some who don't have it definitely going to die one day, so why not go talk to them? Andy's getting leads from someplace, and they're coming out of our neighborhoods, in our cities, in our towns. I'm just asking you to beat them to the punch. It's a lot cheaper that way. It's a lot cheaper that way. So in saying that, let's go to another cost-effective way to get in front of people. Again, though, I got to say something. By the way, even the cost ways, okay, no matter what I say to you, you understand that all is going to take work, right? All of it takes work. And if you have a problem with work, then you're going to have a problem with this, period. Because even if you decide to spend money on leads, it takes work to call them and to execute the 8 things you need to do with every lead. Even if you want to survey, it takes work. And even if you want to call TLP leads, it takes a little bit of money, but it takes work. The key ingredient is work. And if you're not willing to work, I don't care how much money you spend, how much time you put into it, how much money, you ain't gonna get anywhere. You got to work, and you can be ready to go out and keep working. So here's what I want to tell you all about. I want to tell you all about TLP leads. So we got TLP leads. And what these are these are 10 cents each. Now, by the way, work is funny because it's not just physical labor. It's like what Andy was talking about yesterday. It can also be, it's also mental, and it takes a right mindset, because you have to be psychologically in the game as well, right? So TLP leads cost 10 cents a piece, and these are people that have never asked, they haven't asked for your help yet. They have not asked for help yet. I'm going to put the word never asked for help yet. Never asked for help yet. But the key word is yet, meaning that they could eventually ask for help. They could be a person that gets a lead in their house, in their mail, and they fill it out and send it back in, right? So TLP leads are people that have not asked for leads yet. And these are people that you could pick up the phone and call at the cost of 10 cents a piece. And this is where we get our leads. By the way, this is where we get our direct mail leads from. I love direct mail leads, and this is where we get our direct mail leads from, especially our mortgage leads. This is where we get our direct mortgage leads from TLP leads. And we're letting you buy them at 10 cents a piece. So I have a phone script that I believe if you used, you could find a lot of people that would like to sit down and talk to you. And I think this phone script with TLP leads will not only help you make money, but keep you out of trouble. And what I mean by that is a TLP lead that we sell for 10 cents is a lead that's been validated and verified. It's been validated and verified that they can be called. They are not on the do not call list. You can call them. They are not on the do not call list. We've already done that research for you. So if you decide to invest in TLP leads, you know these are people that have just had a life-changing event. These are people that have just had a life-changing event. Most of them are the mortgage event. They've just had a mortgage event. Some of them are the age event. They've just turned an age into the seniors event. Or third, they had a marriage. So it's a marriage event or a birth event. But the main one is the mortgage event. So they've had some type of mortgage activity on their home. They've had some type of mortgage activity on their home, and we knew about it, and we bought that information. Once we bought that information, we validated and verified it was correct information. We made sure they weren't on the do not call list, and now we're letting you buy that information prior to us soliciting them. See, corporate's going to solicit these people through the mail and through telemarketing. We're going to solicit them through the mail and through telemarketing, and we're going to create a ton of A leads that we're going to ask you to buy for 30, 25, 40 bucks a piece. But you can create your own A leads for 10 cents a piece. So here's how it works.
What's that? Mortgage, age, marriage.
Marriage. So for $100 at 10 cents a piece, if I'm not mistaken, is that 1,000 leads?
I think it's 10,000.
That's 1,000, I think. Is it 1,000? I may be wrong. You may be right. I don't know. That's a lot of leads, though. So
10.
you can buy a lot of leads for $100. For 50 bucks, you can buy a lot of leads at 10 cents a piece. It may be 10,000. I think that's 500. You may be right. I don't know. Maybe 1,000. I don't know. I could do the math. I could do the math. I'm just so bad at math.
So much.
You know, I do not, the only funny thing is I do know how to count, I do know how to count money.
100,050's,
So $50 divided by 10 cents equals 500, right? So this is 500 leads, that'll be 1,000 leads, okay? So 500 leads for 50 bucks. That may be too much. So for 10 bucks, 10 bucks a week gives you 100 leads. 10 bucks a week gives you 100 leads. Do you know what 100 leads means?
100 prospects.
What?
100 prospects.
100 prospects, that's correct, 100 prospects. But it also means if you're going to try to do something with them, it means 100 phone calls. It means 100 phone calls. It means 100 hot knocks. It means you're getting out of your comfort zone and doing what you need to do, right? And getting in front of these people. Now we have a really, really cool phone script for these TLP leads, and I'm going to practice it on Anne-Marie and see what she thinks about it and see how she feels about it. And because I don't think you've ever heard my TLP phone script, right? Okay. So to do this, we got to play a little bit of an imagination game. We got to take you and we got to bring you into La La Land. And I want you to imagine these things and try to keep your mind clear, because I don't think you've been around long enough to even know what I'm going to get into. So this is going to be perfect. And I just want you to naturally say, because my voice and my words are going to try to control your thoughts. Anybody ever heard that? Andy Albright says we can control people's thoughts. You know how we control people's thoughts? Watch this. I'm going to control all your thoughts right now. Watch this. What? No, I'm going to control all your thoughts right now. Watch this. You ready? I can't wait till NFL season gets here. And the Miami Dolphins start to play. Can't see what are you guys all thinking about right now? You're thinking about football, thinking about NFL. I controlled your thoughts by what I said. So I get people say to me, I don't want to do this because I don't want to have to work at night. I can't work at night. And most of appointments are at night. I can't do this because I don't want to work in the morning. I can't work in the morning. I go to school. I don't want to do this because I can't work in the afternoon and I need my afternoons off to sleep because of my late job. All I can work is at nights. Whatever, they're trying to make an excuse to not do what they should do to be successful. But anyhow, I tell them when you're trying to book appointments, you control your client's thoughts. So I do it all the time, and I'll tell you right now. Let's say I'm calling you and I don't want to work at night. And you answer the phone, but I want to sit with you and help you with mortgage protection or help you with life insurance or final expense. But I don't want to work after 7 o'clock at night because of whatever choice I've made or whatever reasons I have. So when I get her on the phone and I say to her, she's agreeing to meet with me, I'm going to say, great. Does Monday morning or Tuesday morning or Tuesday afternoon or Monday afternoon work for you? I'm never mentioning evening, so she's not thinking evening. If I don't want to work mornings, I sit there and say, does Monday afternoon or Tuesday afternoon or Monday night or Tuesday night work for you? If I don't want to work afternoons and I only want to work evenings, does Monday night work or Tuesday night work? Now I can even dial down to that. If I don't want to work past 7 o'clock at night and I don't want to work before 9 a.m. in the morning at a house, I mean, I work, but not in a house. I don't want to be there too early because to get to a house at 9 or at 7, I'm going to get up at 5, right? So I don't want to be to a house until 9. And I don't want to be at a house past 7, if that's my schedule. Or if your schedule doesn't matter. But if you want to control that, you say morning, afternoon, or evening. They say morning. You say, you mean 10, 11, noon? Right? Now, or if you don't care, you say, when you say morning, you mean 6, 7, 8, 9? That's what you could say, right? When they say nighttime and you want to get home early that evening because of your kid, or you just like get home every night early, you sit there and say, when you say nighttime, you mean 5, 6, 6:30? You're controlling it. Or you can sit there and say, do you mean 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? It's up to you. That's how you control what they're thinking, and they're controlling their answer. So I'm going to be saying words in this TLP script that's going to make your mind go in a fashion that, and then hopefully you'll answer the questions and we'll go from there. So here's the deal. I want you to answer the phone, but before you do, let's put you into an imagination world. You just bought a brand new home in Palm Bay, Florida. It just cost you $275,000. Are you married?
Yeah.
Who's your husband's name?
Lloyd. Lloyd,
Lloyd. You and your husband Lloyd just bought a $275,000 home, and it's sitting there in Palm Bay, Florida. It's a really pristine new community by D.R. Horton. You're proud of your home. You love your home. You just got it completely furnished. You're relaxing in your living room. It's Thursday afternoon, going into Thursday evening, and you're both sipping some tea, and all of a sudden your phone rings. But I remember you and Lloyd are happily in this home, and it's really sweet. And you just bought it within the last 60 days. Okay? Bing, bing.
hello,
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
Great, great. Anne Marie, this is Eric Belair. I'm over here with the Mortgage Protection Center of Brevard County, and I'm calling you. I'm sorry, I don't say it that way. I say I'm calling from the Mortgage Protection Center in Brevard County. I'm calling from the Mortgage Protection Center in Brevard County. I'm calling from the Mortgage Protection Center in Brevard County because I am the Mortgage Protection Center. I'm the Mortgage Protection Center. I'm calling over here in Brevard County with the Mortgage Protection Center. I'm calling over here in Brevard County with the Mortgage Protection Center. However you want to say it. I don't want to make them say I'm working for the county because I'm not. But I'm calling over here in Brevard County with the Mortgage Protection Center. I'm calling over here in Brevard County with the Mortgage Protection Center. Listen, Anne Marie, I'm calling because our records indicate that you just purchased a brand new home sometime in the last 60 days. Am I right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Listen, Anne Marie, our records show that at the time of closing, you did not get your mortgage protected. Were you aware of that?
No,
Okay, Emery, what we do is we make sure that when you die or any other adult in your home dies, or if you become disabled or any other adult in your home becomes disabled, we'll pay your mortgage payment off in full, or your mortgage off in full, or we'll make your mortgage payments for you. Does that make sense?
that sounds good.
I just turned her into an A-lead. She's never heard it before. She was thinking about things, and it makes sense to her. I said it earlier today when I went over the surveyor and the questions you ask at a front door. How could it not make sense to save money on life insurance? How can it not make sense to make sure you're in the new state regulated product? How can it not make sense to get free benefits you might not be getting? How can it not make sense? It makes sense. If it makes sense, people are listening, and you want people to listen. How could that not make sense to make sure your mortgage payments are made or your mortgage is paid off in full if you die, not if, when you die or if you become disabled? It's when you die or if you become disabled. How could it not make sense? It makes sense, so they're listening to you and you just turn into an A-lead. Now, I finished that with, okay, Emery, I'm glad it makes sense because it makes sense to a lot of people I call, but not everybody qualifies. Let me ask you a couple quick questions to make sure you do. Now, if you want to jump to the chase, we want to know right away if there's any other adult living in the home because it makes it easier. So we sit there and say, Anne-Marie, are you living by yourself or do you have other adults living in the home with you?
Yes, yes. My husband and myself,
And your husband's name is?
Lloyd.
Awesome, awesome. So Anne-Marie and Lloyd, great, great. So listen, I want to ask you, how old are you? You don't have to tell me the truth, just whatever. How old are you and how old is Lloyd?
Well, I'm going through the scenario that I need to get this information. I am 55 and my husband is 54.
And do either one of you have a birthday in the next 30 days?
No.
Okay, good.
My husband had his birthday in March and then mine will be in December.
So female's 55, male is 54. Do either one of you smoke?
No.
And let me ask you another question. Have either one of you got any major medical issues? Have you had any major medical issues in your lifetime? Or do either one of you take any kind of prescription medicines?
Well, I take Ambien periodically.
What's that for?
Sleep.
Okay.
I had a surgery in 2016, I think it was a hysterectomy.
Okay. But everything's fine with that. It's fine. Okay.
Okay. And my husband, he only takes B12.
Okay.
And he had a surgery, like a hernia surgery in 2014. So.
Okay. Yeah. The surgery's over. They're good. Okay. So you take Ambien for sleep and he has B12. Do you have sleep apnea?
No,
Okay.
not that I know of.
Okay. Are your height and weights good? You average, you think, or are you guys above
My,
average?
I mean, my height is 5'2" and I'm about 128 pounds.
Okay. And your husband?
And my husband is 5'6", approximately 157.
Okay, cool. So I'm doing a TLP phone call, talking to a complete stranger. I don't have any information on the lead because it's a TLP lead. So I got to ask, are they smokers? I got to ask how old they are. I got to ask these medical questions and get their height and weight so I could be prepared to go into a home. Now I say, this is my statements now. Okay, so cool. Now, by the way, I like to bring up small talk as well. Was your husband, are you ever in the military?
No,
Okay. Now, my paperwork says your home was $275,000. Is that correct?
approximately.
Okay. Now, in your scenario that you also want me to take care of, are they looking for a certain face amount?
About 200.
So you're open though just to get 200,000 taken care of because we'll just make this up. Somewhere you're going to shave off another 75, but you're basically looking for just 200,000 for you and your husband to make sure that when one of you dies, you can take care of this mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, Anne Marie, what I do now is I do some research with 16 powerful life insurance companies. And after I'm done doing the research, they want me to come out to your home and put an eye on you and your husband to make sure you are who you say you are, and to also see the home that we're going to be protecting. Now, I could be making these TLP phone calls on Thursday afternoon. I could be making them on Monday morning. I could be making them Monday afternoon. I could be making them Wednesday. Whenever you're making them, of course, you got to book appointments after. So let's assume I'm doing this Monday. My job right now on Mondays every day is to dial TLPs. And I start my job at 9 and I end my day at 5 to dial TLPs. I'm a TLP magnet man or magnet woman. And that's my job. By the way, who pays you to do your job of dialing TLPs every Monday from 9 to 5? Yourself. And you don't get paid until you make a sale. So that work, here's the other problem with doing it. People can't get their mind wrapped around it. They feel they're working for free. I'm dialing all day, working for free. When am I going to see anything from this? When you book appointments and you go sit with them. Well, what if I don't book any appointments and I dial all day from 9 to 5? I would have just done that for free. Okay. I can't convince you to work, but if you want to keep talking yourself out of it, that's up to you. Because I think that I could hire my daughter when she was, say, 9, and she could dial 9 to 5 and use that script and at least find one person that would say it makes sense. And yeah, it makes sense. One person all day. Come on, one's got to say it makes sense. So anyhow, let's say you're dialing all day Monday and I am with you. I would sit there and say, Anne Marie, it sounds great. I know we have a product that would help you and your husband Lloyd out with this situation. I'm going to be in your area tomorrow all day and Wednesday all day. When's a good time for us to meet? Morning, afternoon, or evening? Mind you, it only take about 15 to 30 minutes to show you the program. If you like the program, I'll need probably another about 30 minutes to write it up.
Let's say early afternoon.
Tuesday or Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. When you say early afternoon, 12, 1, 2?
12 o'clock.
12
Because
o'clock.
if we have to do any business, then it might take a little longer. I have to go to work by 3, so.
No worries. 12 works perfect for me. I have an opening for 12. Now, this is a brand new development, or is it an older home that you bought?
It's an older home.
It's an older home you guys bought? Cool. And is it easy to get to, or is it hard to get to? Do you think I
It's
need?
not that hard, depending on where you're coming
Well, I'm just
from.
going to we'll probably be able to pop it in the navigation GPS.
Yeah,
Okay.
you'll be able to get there.
Cool beans. Well, listen, my name is Eric. I'll have my credentials around my neck when I get there, so you know who I am. You know I'm official. You'll also be able to tell me my card's all decked out. And I'll be there at 12 o'clock tomorrow on Tuesday, or we're calling on Monday, to help you out with this and take care of you, okay?
Right.
You have any other last questions for me?
No, my husband and I just want to make sure that we're covered just in case of anything. And so, you know, we don't have any life insurance right now, and I've been telling my husband we need to get some.
Well, I'm glad I called you today, out of the blue, on a TLP lead. Woohoo. So anyhow, so check this out. Now, these are real scenarios you want help with. So basically, an age 55-year-old female and an age 56-year-old, 54-year-old male, and they're relatively both healthy. They're looking for 200,000. Now let me go back to let's take a second here. We'll go to that scenario in a second. Does anybody have any questions for me about TLP leads? I got my phone sitting right in front of me. If anybody has any questions, they can text me if you're listening live. All you got to do is hit 321-262-4163 and ask a question. Anybody in the live have a question?
Do you have scripting? I mean, that we can.
I have this email. I put this email out. This email is called TLPs Thursdays, because I'll tell you why I call it that in a second. But in that, I have this audio script already in there. And what I want you to do is listen to it over and over and over again and write it out yourself. And I'll go over it one more time with you. It's a pretty cool phone script, I believe. Also, what's in that email is the script that corporate uses and their telemarketers use to make phone calls. Now, corporate makes around 10 to 15,000 phone calls a day across the country. So their phone script is highly regulated and has to be legalized, notarized, deputized, because they're calling over state lines. But out of the 10 to 15,000 outbound phone calls they're making a day from a team of telemarketers, who, by the way, can't play when they say the things they say, and they're not licensed, they're creating about 500 A leads a day that we buy for $30 a piece. All I'm asking you to do is try to make your own A leads by calling the TLPs that they're going to be calling 15 days after they become a TLP. You get to buy them and have them first, and then 15 days later, Andy sends them to the TLP team. I mean, the telemarketing team. Again, their script is in that email if you want to use their script. It's not mine. Theirs is more regulated, more serious, and it's you can't laugh, can't play, you can't go off script because they're being looked and watched. That also has TLP success stories in it to motivate you. There's people that have actually had success with TLP sales, where I've had agents that have made $4,000, $12,000, $3,000 off of a TLP sale. And I'm trying to prove to you guys TLPs are definitely worth investing in. And again, if you want to do the script again, let me just pretend to call Todd. Bing, bing.
Hello,
Hi, Todd. This is Eric Belair. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Good, good. Todd, I'm over here in Brevard County with the Mortgage Protection Center. I'm calling because we noticed that you purchased or just got another house in the last 60 to 90 days, or you did a mortgage. Is that correct?
Yes,
Cool. At the time of closing, our records show that you did not get your mortgage protected. Were you aware of that?
no,
Okay, Todd, listen, what we do is we make sure that when you die or any other adult in your home dies, we pay your home off in full. And if you became disabled or if anybody else in your home became disabled, we would make your mortgage payments for you. Does that make sense?
yes,
Okay. I don't know if you all notice how I fluctuate my voice, how I change and slow down, speed up. Also, it's important that you know there's only really two questions. I make a statement, and I have questions. The first question is, were you aware of that? Now, I want to go back and tell you, I don't care what they say to that. Everybody listening, I don't care what they say to that, as long as they don't hang up on me. If they hang up on me, it's a 10-cent lead. I'm done. But I don't care what they say otherwise. They can say, I don't care. I'm not interested. Give me a break. Stop calling me. Leave me alone. I've already got it. I don't know what you're talking about. You're full of crap. I don't know who you are. Whatever. As long as they stay on the phone and I hear the breathing, I'm going to sit there and say, what it is that we do is we make sure that when you die or any other adult in that home dies, we pay your home off in full. Or if you become disabled or any other person in that house becomes disabled, we'll make your mortgage payments for you. And then the next powerful question is, does that make sense? Now, if they say, no, it doesn't make sense, you're a moron, what do you think I do?
hang up.
Hang up. Thank you. Have a nice day. That don't make sense. You're an idiot. Thank you. Have a nice day. That don't make sense. And they hang up on me. Have a nice day. It's a 10-cent lead. I'm not wasting my time. Question was I clear? Did I pronounce myself properly? Do you effectively know what I was trying to do for you? And you turned your back on me. I can't help you. But once I ask that last question and I say, does that make sense? And you say yes, my heart leaps in its chest. My heart goes, woohoo, woohoo, got another one, got another one. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you want it to make sense. If it makes sense, you're halfway home, folks. If it makes sense, you're halfway home. Now you just got to show them the right product and the right price, and you're done. So I like making a statement. Our records indicate you, one statement. I'm Eric Belair over here in Brevard County with the Mortgage Protection Center. Statement. I noticed that you had a new mortgage or mortgage activity in the last 60 to 90 days. Statement. Maybe wait for them. come back and say, yeah, so what? What's this about? What's going on? Are you calling me, dude? And I come back and say, well, another statement, our records indicate that your mortgage didn't get protected at the time of closing. Question, were you aware of that? Care less about response. Statement, who you are, what you do, and why you're calling them, for God's sakes. But what we do is we make sure that when people die, their homes get paid off in full. We make sure that when people become disabled, their homes, their mortgage payments get paid. Does that make sense? You could also reword it. We make sure that when you die, or that makes it more personal, when you die or any other adult in your house dies, we'll pay your home off in full. We want to make sure that if you become disabled or if anybody else in your home becomes disabled, we will make your mortgage payments for you. Last question. Does that make sense? You're looking for yeses. Blow through the nose and look for the yeses. That's what you got to do. Blow through the nose and look through the yeses. Find the yeses. So anyhow, that's called a TLP phone script. That's called a TLP lead. I would invest in those leads. I would get those leads. They're 10 cents a piece. Oh my God, but be ready to work. You have to work. Now, let's get to these scenarios. So we go back to these scenarios. I wrote them over here to the right. We're going to cover a couple more scenarios. So we got Anne-Marie that's basically contacting me live in person and saying to me she's got a scenario where she's got two people that want to get insurance.
What's their son?
And, what's their son's age?
He's 20. He'll be 21 in September.
Do you know how much coverage he wants?
I'm not sure, but we'll see, depending on.
And you said they're not going to be older anytime soon. They already turned these ages a little bit ago?
55 is going to be 56 in December.
Okay. 54?
Just turned in March.
Okay. So basically, they want $200,000. Their age group allows them to get coverage with no blood, no urine, no exam, no mouth swab, no stepping on a scale. Now, there are 3 ways to get insurance, and I think they should be educated in all 3 ways. I think they should be told about all 3 ways, because if you don't tell them about all 3 ways, and somebody goes in and tells them a way you didn't let them know was available, they may not be happy with you. Now, I'm not saying that they should try these particular. There's one way I would recommend they try, and I just want to make sure that they don't try the wrong way first. So let me just put it up here in writing. The first way that they can get insurance, make this big so people at home can see it. So the first way they can get insurance is with no blood, no urine, and no exam. That's called simplified issue. That's called simplified. We like selling life insurance simplified. No blood, no urine, no exam, no stepping on a scale, no seeing a nurse, getting it done quickly, effectively, boom. All they're going to do on a simplified product is they're going to look at your DMV records. They're going to look at your MIB records. They're going to look at the answers you put on your application. And they're going to look at your pharmaceutical hit. And they're going to make a decision based on this information whether or not to approve you or not. Pharmaceutical, pharmacy. They're going to look at your pharmacy hit. And they're going to make a decision, pharmacy. They're going to make it looks right, looks wrong.
PHARMACY.
Oh, there you go. I knew it somewhere. They're going to look at your pharmacy, your prescription history, and they're going to make a decision whether to approve you or not. Now, this particular way is not to freak you out, but it's the most expensive way to get life insurance. But it's also the safest way to get life insurance. Because if you give your blood and you give your urine and you step on a scale and you do a mouth swab and you give a nurse look at you and they find something wrong with you, they'll put it in your records and your MIB and your insurance is out the window. So going simplified is a quick, simple, effective, safe way to get you life insurance. And yes, you are paying a little bit more for that particular service. The second way to get life insurance is to give your blood, is to give your urine, is to do an exam. And we call this FU. Not because we want to FU our clients, but because it stands for fully underwritten. But some companies do it to that reason. This is fully underwritten. This means they want to look at everything They're going to pop the hood and check the fluids. They're going to look for 68 different things to find out whether or not you're worthy of their life insurance. So not only are they going to look at your DMV like the other company did, not only going to look at your MIB like the other company did, not only are they going to look at the application answers you put on your app like the other company did, and they're going to look at your pharmacy like the other company did, but what they're going to add is this. They're going to look at your APS, which stands for attending physician statement. They're going to pay $300 to $400 to $500 for that, and they're going to see what your doctor says about you and what the doctor is telling you to do and what not to do, and that you continue to do and don't do. And they're going to find out how you feel about your doctor's advice, which could backfire on you. If you're not a person who loves and believes in every word your doctor says, you may not want us to look at your APS. That's up to you. But they're going to look at your APS. The second thing they're going to do is they're going to look at that blood, they're going to look at that urine, and they're going to do that exam with a nurse. They're going to make you step on a scale, and they're going to find out what it is going on with you. That makes it less expensive. But it also makes it risky.
Yeah, no guarantee.
Because if you get declined, you have an insurance company telling you you can't get life insurance, and here's why. You better go see a doctor, and now every insurance company in the country knows. But it's a second way you can get insurance if you choose to. I don't like going this way unless I'm competing with somebody who's already got something, and I want to beat their deal. Or if they've already did blood and urine, and my blood and urine deal is a better blood and urine deal. But I certainly let my clients know it's available, but I let them know I don't recommend it. And if they really, truly want to do it, I would recommend it after we get the simplified issue way approved first, but I also show them this. And then if you want to be poked and prodded and give up your DNA, that's up to you. But I make those facial remarks, those facial expressions too, because I want them to know there's pain and trouble and agony going through blood and urine process. And a lot of people I deal with don't even want needles to be stuck in their arm. So that being said, the third way to get insurance is the same way as simplified, but I like to call it the hybrid. And all the hybrid way does is it still does the MIB, it still does the DMV, it still does the answers on the application, and it still does the pharmacy, but the hybrid has a choice and the client's permission to pull their APS if they so see fit. You see, the biggest dangers when it comes to fully underwritten isn't the APS, it's the blood and urine and popping the hood and checking the fluids. However, an APS can come back to haunt somebody if they don't listen to their doctor's advice and follow their doctor's advice and haven't done the follow-up here, the follow-up there, and done this or that. And it can come back and backfire, and now it's in your record. But usually if a client's on top of their doctor and the doctor's on top of them and they're doing the right thing, the APS is going to be good. And the client's answers are going to go in alignment with what the APS says, and we're looking at a dandy situation because the hybrid is a little less expensive than the simplified, but not as cheap as the fully underwritten. But there's still a risk factor in the hybrid, and that's what I call it. So with that being said, let's run some quotes, and what I want to do is I'll show you all three scenarios. I'll show you what these people can get all three ways. Not that I show the people all three ways, but for training purposes, I'm going to show you all three ways. So I'm going to show you the hybrid way, I'm going to show you the simplified way, and I'm going to show you the fully underwritten way. Why not? I will recommend this though. As you look at fully underwritten, if you ever do fully underwritten, always do it with more than one company. We have two companies that do fully underwritten that provide living benefits. We have one company that does fully underwritten that doesn't provide living benefits. And I wouldn't do that one. It could be cheaper, but why do it? When somebody can come in behind you and show them living benefits. It ain't worth saving $10 a month to not have the access to the money for cancer, stroke, or heart attack. It's not worth it to save $10 a month and not have access to it if you get Alzheimer's or dementia. I'd rather spend $10, $15 more a month and have access to my death benefit than not have access to my death benefit. So the two biggest fully underwritten ones that we have that offer access to your money are Forrester's Your Term, and Transamerica Trendsetter LB. Transamerica Trendsetter LB. But again, I would not go fully underwritten. I would only do it if it was a competitive reason or if the client was 100% healthy. I don't care if it looks like it's going to save them money or not. You don't want to be bit by a rattlesnake, and that's what's going to happen if you do that. I'm just showing you for your own knowledge. And you can always say, we can go this route later. We can go this route later. Let's lose some weight first. Let's do this first. Let's get this in check first. But after we get this enforced, I hate it when a client goes, well, let's go to the doctor tomorrow and let me find out. Okay. If you go to the doctor tomorrow and find out before you do the simplified, whatever's going on with you, then you'll know, and your interest in this app will change. And you won't be able to get this app. You can't lie. So what do you mean go to the doctor and find out? That's what I'm telling you to avoid doing for right now. What you don't know, you don't know. And they're okay with you don't know. But the second you know, we need to disclose it.
Because the APS is gonna show you just.
Right. Right. And if they don't disclose it, the APS won't, well, they can still do simplified and the APS won't be there because they're not getting an APS and a simplified, but if they die, they don't have to pay the claim because they lied. See what I'm saying? So once you know, you now know. And if you lie in an application, that's not good. So here's the deal. Remember what I said about men? CFG. CFG is a great deal because CFG is unisex. The man and the woman pay the same price. So it's really generous to men. Now, I'm not saying that I would tell her to get CFG. I would probably show her a different one. So it kind of be weird. If he likes the term CFG, I would sell her Forrester's term because she's a female and CFG is more on female because they're unisex. The man they get discounted, the woman they increased. So we go to CFG first, though, because of that age of him. And we're going to use real ages. Real ages because CFG doesn't do closest age. They do accurate real age. So we put in here a 54-year-old male. And it will allow me to keep it 30 years. We put in here $200,000 and a $200,000 CFG for him. And I know I keep it female, but it doesn't matter. So we already know that $200,000 CFG for 30 years is going to be $294.06. By the way, this is where I would actually give them choices. I don't want them to just do one thing. I want to give them choices. So they want to, if they have a $200,000 mortgage, I got a $200,000 mortgage. I got a $150,000 idea, a $100,000 idea, a $50,000 idea, and a $25,000 idea. And then I'm going to put the price out here to the right. I'll put his on the left, I'll put hers on the right. So we just said his $200,000 idea is $294.06. But I'm not going to be some greedy fool and only show him that one because that's what he said he wanted and just stick right there and not say anything else because that may be way out of their budget. So I've got to sit there and say those words. I'm not afraid to say them. Now listen, I don't say these words. I don't know if that's in your budget or not. I don't want to assume it is. So what I want to do is I want to show you what a lot of clients will do is something smaller because all my clients know is something is better than nothing. So the $150,000 would only be $221 a month.
Is this
This is still
term?
This is term for 30 years. This is term for 30 years. By the way, if he thinks term's expensive, perm is more. Because this is covering until age 84, which is a lot of companies won't even give him a 30-year term because he's over 50. This company's giving him a 30-year term over 50. Then I'll show him 100,000. 100,000 would be $149.64. So 100,000 is $149.64. Again, this is no blood, no urine, no exam. It's a 30-year term. And this one for him is CFG, which gives him up to 95% access to his money if he gets cancer, stroke, or heart attack. 50,000 is $77.43. So anybody can go into a restaurant with an appetite thinking they're going to have the prime lobster, but when they find out the prime lobster is $49 a pound, they might settle for the shrimp. You know, you don't know what you don't know. They might assume, well, this should be cheaper than that. Well, these are the prices, and this is the way that protects your insurability, and I wanted to give you ideas. So then you go to the female, but again, we're not going to do the female with CFG because that would make no sense. We're going to go to Forrester's, and we're going to go up here to home, get us home. And you said she's only got the sleep thing that's not a big deal, Ambien. You said her height and weight is good. So Forrester's will give them all the free benefits. So you go down here to strong foundation, not your term. Your term is fully underwritten. We're going strong foundation. So we go strong foundation, it's gonna populate. You also say she's gonna be 57. We have to populate that.
56.
You said she is 55. She's gonna be 56. We have to populate that because that's important. And now that might even be a different, we go back to CFG because CFG will actually say she's 55. Let's just see real quick. So $200,000. And also, let's see if Foresters will even do 30 years. Because if Foresters won't do 30 years, CFG might be your better option because, yeah, they won't. Not because of her age, not only will they not do 30 years, they won't let her get 200 without blood and urine. They'll only probably do a maximum of 150.
Over 55.
Right, because she's over, yeah, she's that age. So I go back over here to CFG also because they'll keep it her real age of 55. A 55-year-old female would be 44. Where's my marker? Oh. Whoops, 44.31. Sorry about that, everybody. Look at it. So that'd be 44.31. So she's in the same ballpark, but she is older. And then you go 50,000. That's 83.39. Go 100,000. That's 161.56. You go 150,000. That's 239.73. And then you go to 200,000. That's 317.90. This is both CFG, and this is with 95% access to the money for critical illness and for stroke or heart attack, cancer, stroke or heart attack, and loss of 2 ADLs, which is a really cool deal. So now that's the product that's no blood, no urine, no exam, no mouth swab, no stepping on a scale, simplified issue. So now we want to go to Transamerica, and we want to look at Transamerica hybrid product. So I go to www.agentnetinfo. Scroll down the login. Scroll up to, hit close on that, hit new. This is for software. Populates the software. I scroll down to term, hit select. Up here, it's going to give me the opportunity to put in the product. I want to pick the Trendsetter LB. The Trendsetter is cheaper, super, but I don't use it because it gets rid of the free living benefits. You want living benefits. I hit yes, that I'm switching it. Comes up with their age. Her true age is 55. I love this product because it has the option to pull the APS, but not necessarily will they pull the APS. And they'll make that decision. But if they don't pull it and spend the money on it, and they just approve the client based on what they see in the pharmacy, the client's getting a good deal. 200,000. You go over here, click on summary, and $200,000 would only be 173.72. So it's a big difference, isn't it? From 3.7, she'd have to pay 317 with CFG, and now she's only paying Transamerica that price of 173.72. Knowing though that Transamerica will have the ability to look at her APS. Now I will tell you that I go to this product a lot because the clients are okay with APSs. No blood, no urine, no exam, because I didn't go above $249.99. As long as you stay below $249.99, that is a hybrid simplified product that kicks butt, takes names, and wipes away a lot of competition in the simplified industry. I love this product. Now, this one only gives you up to 90% access to the money, not 95. 90% access to the money for cancer, stroke, or heart attack, and loss of 2 ADLs. But it's only 5% off. And it's Transamerica, and we're going to write the price up there when it dries. So we're going to go to the men first, because the man would be easier because it's dry over there. So we're going to put in female, put in male here. It's going to switch things around. We got to wait for it to populate. Change his age to 54. And we're going to do the same summary. And for $200,000, he's 193.33. So he's 193.33. This is trans, and this is gonna be 90% access, and it's still 30 years. 30 years, because I'm going to the bottom one, 30 years, right there. Then I go over here, and I put in 150. See what 150 will do. Now, if you drop too low in face amount, it might take away to 30 years. You have to do what the software tells you, though. Software don't allow 30 years. Software don't allow 30 years. And they want to make money on the client. This one still gives them 30 years, and it brings it down to 145.64. So this is 145.64. Same face amount, different company, giving him a different price because he's giving them permission to look at his APS if they so choose. They may not even spend the money to do it. They might say, listen, based on what we see here, there's no APS needed. We're going to go and do this thing. Let's get it approved. Boom, he's done. But they might sit there and say, we need the APS. They're going to spend $400 to $500 on it. It takes a while. It comes in, and hopefully we'll get approved. This one goes down to $97.59. $50,000. Let's see if this one changes it down to only 25 years. I know sometimes it plays with it. He might be at the age group it doesn't matter. Some age groups it matters. If it goes to 25 years, I'm not going to put it up there. Yeah, it did. I'm not going to put it up there because it won't even do a 30 year. So it's 56 for 25. So now you're starting to get in the ballpark. They don't even play games with it because it doesn't make them any money. So there's that for him. Now we go back over to her. We put her back at 55. Change it back to female. And just let's look at hers real quick. I think it stays at 15 years, stays at 25 years. I don't want that. By the way, there's not too many companies, again, that will give this person a 30-year term because of they're over 50. And luckily, Transamerica and CFG both do it, which is kind of cool. Foresters won't do it, and neither will Mutual of Omaha. They won't give a 30-year term over 50. It's kind of cool. All right, so $88.15 for her 100. I'm writing it up here so you can take a picture of it if you want. $88.15. That's Transamerica. That's for the 100. Go to the 150. $150 is $130.94. And then the 200 is $173.72. Big difference, right? Big difference.
So, okay, yeah. Oh,
That-
CFG is the one that favors men more than women.
Right, but CFG is also the no blood, no urine, no exam, no mouse swab, no stepping on a scale, no nothing except for answers, pharmacy, DMV, and MIB, no APS. And the red is Transamerica, who may want to look at your APS. Oh, by the way, they can also trigger that and turn that and say we want blood and urine. But chances of them doing that are slim to none. I mean, it's usually what it is because we you're going into it knowing their health and stuff. The next one I want to show you before I get out of here, and your teacher's going to arrive any minute. We should be listening. Hopefully, she puts a note out there.
What about whole life? Because she was asking about that.
What, $200,000 whole life?
Not necessarily.
Well, whole life with their ages, I would just show them a small little plan right out. Depending on the way you buried or cremated, you just got to ask them. Once they get this enforced, then you can do a little tiny plan right.
Okay.
But just to show you an idea of term, now this is your term. This is the best fully underwritten on the market. I believe it's the best fully underwritten on the market. You get the best price, all the free benefits of Foresters. You get the 95% access to the money. Now, I don't want to show him a preferred or a preferred plus because it will really make you go crazy. Let's just leave it at standard and see what standard does. So standard for this guy, now he could come back preferred. He also could come back declined. But standard for this guy at $200,000. Now your term, I'm curious to know if it will do 30 years. I think it will because it's going fully underwritten now, yeah. So your term would be 171. So it'd be $20 less if he was standard. He could save $20 a month by giving his blood and urine over Transamerica. So 171.33.
This is Foresters.
Yeah. So now you're down to 171.73. Forrester's 30-year, if he's willing to give his blood and urine. Is it worth the risk for $20? I don't know. I don't think so. Now he could come back preferred, and if I showed you that rate, it would blow your mind. But not many people are preferred or preferred plus. I don't know. But that's a choice that the client would have to make. Now he might get other people to come in and let me give you an idea. Let me show you something. He might get an agent to call him up and say this to him. Let me show you. Oh man, you can get this rate. You can get this deal right here, man. And this agent carelessly and recklessly tells him he can get preferred plus. That's not the right age. He's age 54. $200,000, 30 years. That would bring it down to $104. So he goes, well, I was told I could get it for $104. Yeah, sure you can. That's called, if you're the healthiest person, one of the healthiest people on earth. That's if you are really, really healthy. And that's if you want to take the risk and the chance of giving your blood and urine. I'm not going to tell you you're preferred plus because not many people are. So that agent who told you that is just trying to get you in their door, try to get you to write the business, and then whatever comes, comes. And whatever happens, happens. And if you get declined, they've messed up your insurability. So you gotta be very careful with that. So I like looking at the Transamerica. If there are these kind of folks that really don't have that big of a medical issue, that's the Transamerica Super Trendsetter LB. If they're under age 60, they can go up to $249,999. No blood, no urine, no exam, no mouth swab, no stepping on a scale, just an APS if the people want it. And it's called the Transamerica Trendsetter LB. So I'm going to be getting wrapped up here. Transamerica Trendsetter LB.
TRANSSETTER.
Yeah, Trendsetter. Yeah, Trendsetter LB. Anybody else? Let me see if anybody got texted any questions during this event. We got a lot of people on. See if anybody's texted me. What is your email? I'm going to send my MC back up. My email, hold on. My email is eric.bellaire, BELLAIRE, at thebelairagency.com. I'm currently doing the live training from 4 to 6. Did you know? Are you on? It was good training. I have this crowd in front of me that's excited about it in their mind. People listening live excited about it in their mind. I'm fired about it in my mind. Anyhow, man, take care. See. I'm no longer, since I got my new iPhone, I'm no longer going to text anymore. I'm going to send out animojis. Because when I voice text when I'm driving, it messes them up. So you're going to get animojis from me. I got a good looking face here, man. I'm going to send animojis. I sent it to one lady. She liked it.
What's an emoji?
Hold on. Let me show you.
An emoji that moves like a cartoon.
I'm going to show you, Todd. I'm going to find you my phone. If anybody has any questions, all you've got to do is text me at 321-262-4163. Anything that we've talked about today, if you have any questions, just text me. I'm right here looking. Hey, Todd, this is an emoji, buddy. I've got different ones, but this is the one I wanted to send to you. If you ever need anything and you text me, this is how I'm probably going to respond because it's easier than texting because it messes up my words and when I drive a lot. Anyhow, man, take care. You'll see that right now, buddy. You'll get a good laugh out of it. All right. Anybody got any questions, any comments, any concerns? Anybody in the room in front of me? Any questions, any comments, any concerns?
Okay, so you gave me,
I didn't go all the way down the fully underwritten path because I don't really think you should go fully underwritten.
right, the preferred.
But we do know that fully underwritten was $20 less, right?
Right.
And that was standard. If he came back preferred to be 104, but I don't know if he's going to be preferred, and I don't want to take that risk. Once he gets this in force, then you can play that game if you want. It can't come back and haunt him because it can't take away this or take away that. But that's if he really wants to be poked and prodded and give it his DNA. And that's how I say it. Do you really want to be poked and prodded and give it your DNA?
Like if they wanted whole life, what are they?
Again, the whole life would be Plan Right. I would look at Plan Right because what I ask him is, well, the Plan Right's Foresters. We showed the software earlier. So I would ask them, I would say, this amount of money, I guess they want to pay off a mortgage. Why do they want $200,000? Did they tell you?
No, well,
Afternoon
they
shadow, too.
said, I mean,
What did you say?
It has an afternoon shadow like it too. It's funny.
they basically want, I mean, it may not be 200. I mean, and I
Well, you
explained
got-
to her
you got- let
that
me show
it
you.
may not cover the full mortgage because of the price.
Well, let me tell you something. They're healthy, and you got two different types of a whole life. The one whole life Advantage Plus, it has a lot of cash value built into it, guaranteed cash value, so it could be a lot more expensive than Plan Right. But if you want me to show you a simplified issue Forrester's whole life product, you're not going to be able to, for that price, they're going to be paying $200,000 for. I might be able to get you 50,000 whole life for their age. Let's see. So instead of getting 200,000, it's going to end at age 85 for 294. He might get 50,000 forever for 294. Let me just see if I'm right or wrong. You said he's 54 years old. So this is Advantage Plus guaranteed whole life. This is a whole life product for healthy people that Forrester sells. And if they do this and they get declined, they're not allowed to get the Plan Right. You've taken Plan Right off the table. If they do that and they get declined, a Forrester's one. That's not Forrester's, a CFG in the middle.
171.
Well, they get declined. They get Plan Right off the table. They're not allowed to get Plan Right if they've been declined with some other product of Forrester's.
Okay.
So, and this is another thing I love about Forrester's. They're going to wait for their software. I don't know why I'm waiting right now. That's weird.
Okay. And what about the son? I mean, she was asking.
We're going to have to do that when I come back because I got to get all get changed. So
Oh, okay.
when I come back, I'll show you some 20-year-old rates. Or, I mean, if Dan brought his computer or Todd brought his, you guys can play rates when you're eating pizza and stuff. Let me get this up here real quick and show you this Advantage Plus. So Advantage Plus, hope it populates this time. It's one thing about Forrester software, it takes a long time to populate.
That's a lot. Okay.
Do you have some type of wireless internet that you buy for your laptop? So when you go in clients' homes and maybe you're with someone who doesn't have internet access?
No, I just use my my cell phone as a hotspot.
Oh, okay.
So Advantage Plus is the one on top, yes.
I was just gonna say, what's the age limit that you wouldn't sell them a term at?
Oh, I'll sell them a term if they want a term. I had a guy today say, I have a 78-year-old, what am I supposed to do? I can't do anything for it. I said, what are you talking about? We have a 10-year term for an 80-year-old.
Well, I mean, like the 54 and 55, like they could live past 85.
Oh, well, I'd still sell them the term and then sell them a perm as well, sell them a combo. If they say they're going to live past 85 and they think they can live past 85, then I'd show them a term for 100 and a perm for 50, or a term for 75 and a perm for 75. I do a combo, I mix them together. But term's cheaper than perm.
Cheaper, right?
I'm going to show you that. So you're going to, if they want that much coverage, they're going to have to go term with some of it.
Yeah.
So a male, 54 years old, Permanent Advantage Plus. $100,000 with guaranteed cash growth, whole life. Again, I scroll over here to the right. It shows $259. So $100,000 is almost the price of what he's paying for $200,000. But this is forever, and it's guaranteed. But now I don't want to quote that. I got to be careful. That might not be right. So I got to come over here to I got to tell me the reports. I got to hover on reports, and this is where my accurate is. I don't want to trust that 259. I'm telling you, if you do that, you're going to make a grave mistake sometimes. I come over here, I hit this, then I scroll down, and I see what this tells me. If this tells me 259.20, then it's 259.20. This is the illustration. This is where it really matters. And it's 250, and it's 259.26. So he can get a permanent whole life product for pretty much the same price. If he can get 100 for 254, he could probably get about 115 for the same price. He can get that 200 for. So instead of it going until term, it's forever. But like it's Anne-Marie too. No, I'm thinking Anne-Marie all of a sudden.
What?
It's not-
Mary Jane?
That's right, Mary Jane. I'm thinking her Anne-Marie.
Why?
I'm so sorry. I just had a brain fart. Sorry about that. I said brain fart on live TV. I apologize. So anyhow, Mary Jane just mentioned something. So you could actually play with the CFG software and do a $100,000 CFG term, which would cut that in half, and do a $50,000 perm. So he's got $150,000. 100's going to end when he's 85. The 50 is going to continue forever. You just play around with it, you know. You could actually do probably a $125,000 term, a $75,000 perm if they really want the 200,000, and you might be at the same price. That's where you play around with the numbers, and you do a mix and match and a little shuffling around. So anyhow,
Okay. All right, you're done, you're going home.
I have to get changed and I'll be back, but we'll do more training when I get back. When I first get back, if we have a guest in the room, we have got to do our meeting. And if we don't have a guest in the room, then we'll go to, right to more training. So it just depends on if a guest shows up tonight. And then if you have any other training questions, keep them in front of you and we'll take care of them. Yes, ma'am.
Where do you want this moved?
I'm going to take care of it right now. That's what I'm starting now.
Okay.
Again, it's got to go and get changed. I'm waiting for the pizza to get here. If he shows up and I'm not, if I have to leave and he shows up, just go ahead and put like a $2 or $3 tip on there. It should just, you can just sign it, you know? And we got pizza coming in, Mary Jane and Anne Marie and Todd, if you guys don't know that. So when we take this break at 6 o'clock, you know, I go home and get changed into my outfit. I call it an outfit. You guys have pizza on me, and then there's water in the other room, in the refrigerator, the bathrooms, and the supplies. And I get back and we rock, rattle, and roll.
I might have guests, husband and wife. He's an agent and they're from my church. But she had the flu last Thursday, so I asked her today.
She had the
She's-
flu?
Yeah. She's a medical assistant too. Yeah, the flu. But well, that's probably why she got it in the doctor's office.
Yeah.
But yeah, her husband's an agent though, not using that. I met him and he wanted to come. First they had.
Hey, everybody, I'm out of here. Thanks for coming on live. Eric Belair, out.
Oh, I was being taped all that.
Yeah, every word you said was being recorded. People are listening to you and everything, but